Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina, Lake Taneycomo. We're going to do one cast today. Jackson get in the boat?
He's right behind you.
Oh. It's got a crowded boat today. We have boated up here just above Short Creek. They're running about 3,000 CFS, which is about a half unit, maybe a little less. Got a little breeze, a good chop on the water. It's kind of cloudy, getting pretty close to sunset. These guys have got the pink worm on a little jig head under a float about 7 feet. They're using their fly rods. I've got my spin rod, 2-pound line, and I've got a Turner micro jig, pink. It's a half micro, 7 feet under a float. And we're just going to drift from here to about Trout Hollow, I think is about all the time we're going to have. My buddy John Johnson and his friend Tubby have been fishing the last couple of days and drifting this stretch using either a pink or an orange worm. And there's a fish. I'm 2 in a row on the first cast. That'll take me fishing more often. It's a real pretty rainbow too. Do we have one?
Yeah.
I'm good, I think. I just got this 7 feet of line here. Let me get the boat straight a little bit. Straighten out. Let's see, I think I can get him. Famous last words. You know what? I only brought 2 jigs, so I brought a black one.
I've got a bunch of Turners in the boat.
Ah, it's in the net. I have to grab him. Yeah, I'm good. All right. Okay, we'll go home. Some guys fishing pontoon today just came in with a whole bunch of fish. I think they got their limit. Steve's been out, got their limit with one group this morning.
Night crawlers right now.
And he's down below us fishing with some more clients. I know he fished with a pink worm earlier today and did pretty good. Bless you.
Thank you.
If you come up here and fish, 7 feet's a good depth until you get past Short Creek a little ways, and it actually shallows up if they're running this kind of water. Probably have to go to 5 feet. Kind of losing our chop.
Mm-hmm. It's been blowing the whole day. It's going to slow down right now.
Yeah, that chop on the water moves your float, and it moves your jig or power worm, makes it look a little bit alive. That's what you want that little chop for. Otherwise, you've got to pop your float just a little bit to move the lure. Do you set the hook on your worm when you see it just vibrate, or do you let him take it just a little bit? Like that. Like that. Yeah, you missed it.
I'd say anytime you see an unusual movement, go ahead and set the hook anyway. Because sometimes they take it real hard.
Right.
There's days where they just come up and they just barely
mouth it.
And if you don't set the hook when that bobber moves, you're missing that.
Then they spit it out and it's gone.
Yeah, that was a pretty quick. I mean, he pulled that under, but he was quick.
Now on the jig, the micro jig, you set it regardless, even if it vibrates just a little bit, because there's not much of a tail on these that they're gonna miss or bite short.
Also, if you get a bunch of short bites with that worm, you can just pinch off the end of the tail, and see if that helps out.
You can still fish back here out. You want it straight behind the boat, yeah, because the current's just going to pull it into the rock. It's just pulling it into the rock. If you fish upstream, yeah, you got to fish with the current. You got to throw it downstream. Otherwise, the current.
Oh!
No gas.
You're just feeling those rocks.
You guys aren't communicating very good.
Go to the back of the boat.
I was wondering why you guys are standing right next to each other. They're playing swords.
That's the back of the boat for you, sir.
Well, now last evening when we were out there, about right now, these really started midging coming up. And I did catch a few fish. Oop, hit it again. I wasn't ready.
He's got a black midge on this one.
I caught a few on a midge, and I had a scud down below my midge, and I caught more on the scud. I just had a couple little bites, and I just didn't pull the trigger.
Got it? I caught the nut.
There we go.
Did you shorten your leader or your depth?
Mine? No. I'm going to after I get this fish in, though. It's not.
If I ever get this offended.
Well, you're not going to that way. It's a little smaller fish. You're too deep, Levi. If it's dragging.
Shallowed up to 5 or 6 foot here now.
The other thing John was doing last night, that fishing that pink worm, is he's casting way out there.
Breaking it back slowly.
No, he just casting away. I don't know why he's casting so far. He just likes to cast. Oh, I just had a bite. And I said, can you see that float? Yeah, I can see that float.
Oh, let's try it.
I said, well, you just had a couple bites. You didn't see it, did you? And he said, no. I said, well, it's too far away. See, he said today, when he was fishing with Tubby this morning, he wasn't even fishing 10 feet off the boat. He was catching fish. Here comes our breeze.
That's how I prefer fishing. Closer to the boat.
I'm looking outside my house, okay? And I'm outside. And I hear all this chatter.
Ooh, he barely touched that.
Yeah.
And there's this,
Yep. That's what they're doing on my jig, too.
you know how you have this bird pecking at it?
It's barely touching it.
Okay, well,
I've got a pretty long piece of worm on there. I might need to cut
and
it.
then all of a sudden you see one of the birds just back off. And the hawk, the house next to me, or the house across the street, like me, or like snake. And the hawk flew along.
Notice I'm keeping my line or my rod tip real close to the surface, and that's so the wind won't blow my line.
Still at the same depth, or are we deeper?
No, we're not deeper. Actually, I need to go a little more toward the middle of the lake. I think we're gonna move a little bit. There's some snags over on this side close to the docks, and I want to stay away from them. We'll go low hole, Steve. Or catch your fish. All right. I actually picked up some moss on my jig, so I think I might have been dragging bottom.
Another shot back.
Whoa, turn it down. Oop, there's a fish. Oh.
My turkey's on fire.
That wind's blowing us sideways. Yeah, it's pushing us. You're just gonna have to recast. I'm not gonna adjust the boat. Never mind. You don't need to do it.
Well, I took about a quarter-inch off that worm, and I got the first bite.
Yeah.
So I think it's shortening that
So
a
you're
little bit.
biting a little short.
No doubt.
I'm gonna take the net on this one too. Go. Pretty. Always get caught in the net.
Backing the wrong horse today. I should have went with Turner.
Nice fish. I gotta straighten the boat up. Gotta really watch these Turner jigs. That hook will bend out so easy. Every time I move the boat, one of you guys catches one. How long has that been undone?
I just undid it on accident.
That's all right. I'll get set up here in a second. Okay.
definitely eating good. There's no doubt about that. All the fish I caught this last week had big bellies on them. There's one.
Turn that camera back around.
You're gonna do it without unplugging it this time.
Oh, John said they had 4 or 5 fish in the 15-inch range the last couple of days. Oh, lost him.
Man, we were almost tripled up.
Almost.
Make sure my pink worm stays straight up and down on there. For some reason they don't like it even if it gets a little twisted.
This area is always a hot spot. You'll see a lot of guides fish this area. It's just a flat, it's a transition bank. It goes from bluff side to bluff side. Where the bluff changes from one side to the other is called transition bank, and it's always, almost always flat. Between those. Oh, about got your line.
Yes, you did.
Let's see if I can. Oh, this is close.
Oh, there's one. Those Turner micro jigs, those hooks bend kind of easy.
Yeah. But they come out pretty easy too.
Our fish are feeling jumpy tonight. Oh, Levi had one on. Swing and a miss.
We're right at the end of our flat. Oh no, we got another 50 yards.
You can scoot in over near that eddy and fish that eddy water too. Those little Barbie Garland hooks have got some big barbs on them.
Yeah.
They hook. What I like about them is they're a little heavier and they actually catch the pink worm. It has a little hook catch on it.
You could do this up in Rourke Creek. You could probably catch fish after fish after fish right now in Rourke Creek doing this.
It's about to start getting deep.
Right. But they started midging last night, so they were midging in that eddy, just right on the edge of the eddy. Well, let's head over close to those. I'm going to keep the same depth.
I am too.
It's about, actually it's about 5.5 feet. Sorry. I didn't get real close to the edge, did I? I kind of came out of it a little bit.
I think the current kind of from the wind.
Yeah, it kind of pushes you away from it.
It's off of it pretty quick. Oh, there's one. I had way too much loop in my line to set the hook on that fish. There he goes.
No, that wasn't a bite.
Don't think so?
No. Maybe.
No, it ain't that shallow there.
No. Yeah, they're not midging at all. John was talking about how clear the water is.
There was one right there, midget.
Oh.
Yeah, the water's so much clearer than it has been the last couple of springs. Midget over there.
Yeah. You're gonna go fish in the eddy?
They were midging right where I was casting.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, there he goes. Oh.
I think you just broke off.
I did too. Oh, it didn't break, it just tangled.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna kind of slip in this.
It would almost been better if it just broke.
Yeah, they're midget in here. We'll catch a few fish. Call it quits. I might be too deep. I'm not sure how deep it is over there.
I think mine set at 5 foot. I think it's pretty deep out here on this edge. I think it only shallows up once you get real close to the bank.
Huh. This has changed so much in the last few years. When I first moved here, this bank was pretty much straight down through here with no eddy.
Really?
He throws such a big wake, it's unbelievable. Ah, he hit it.
Hey, that wake's getting that bait moving.
Yeah?
One plus side to it.
Yeah, this used to be one of my real hot brown trout banks. I'd fish a ginger jig along this bank, just right along it, because it dropped off pretty quick. Catch a lot of browns. That was back in the 80s.
Still Maybe not as many as you used to catch, but I still catch them down through here on that, fish that structure.
Yeah, there's always been trees down through here.
It's really good habitat for brown trout.
Well,
Definitely on the flat.
I had that one bump. I brought a black micro jig with me. I wish I had changed halfway through just to see if they'd hit it. The pink has been a good color. I don't know. They kind of quit. Normally it'd go back up and just drift that again. That's what we did several times last evening. Caught fish every time we went through there. I'm gonna put the black on.
You want me to drive the boat back up on the top of that flat again?
How many minutes are we in?
About 30 minutes and 7 seconds.
30 minutes? No, we're not gonna go back up there. We don't need an hour-long show. Don't want to set any records today. Oh, come on, he just mids right next to my float.
Set mine back at about 7 or 8 foot. See if that makes a difference in him.
This time of day, it's kind of wise to go shallower. Oh, don't do it. Four feet. At that time of year, those geese are going to start fighting.
You know, the other day during the one cast, I saw an entire group of herons and they were all fighting. I'm not exactly sure what was going on.
Mate, it's mating season. Oh yeah.
There's like 13 of them up there by Eagle Island. And they were really getting after each other.
I'll spot lock for a minute. Supposed to get some rain this weekend. The forecast keeps changing, and we're going to get 4 days of rain, and just how much rain, it's still a question. But I'm pretty confident we're going to see some heavier generation next week. Not sure how heavy, but I'm hoping that it brings some shad in the lake. It's going to change things up. I think we were just talking about the moss that's on the bottom of the lake right now, especially in the trophy area. You know, I've kicked some rocks loose. There's tons and tons of scuds in that moss and in the gravel. And I think when the water really starts generating, it's going to kick those scuds loose, and I think we're going to have a scud feast, and we should start catching some good fish on scuds, and hopefully we're going to start seeing some shad. But it's definitely going to change things up. But I don't think it's going to change it up until after the weekend's over. Oh, there he is. Oh. Black jig. Uh-oh. It's a jumper.
Maybe we just needed to scoot down a little farther.
Oh, you could fish this whole bank doing this probably.
This little guy is a fighter.
Nice. Eat it. One more cast.
Alright, one more.
No, I was talking about me. You don't get any more.
You can't end on a...
You're done. Yeah, you end a fish all the time.
I thought that was one.
You can't, no, you can't end on a miss.
Oh, I thought it was if you catch a fish, you get another cast too.
We're not playing,
If that cast is a good catch, you get another cast.
we're not playing Dwayne's rules. He's not here. We still need to make that a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Put that on the t-shirt. Come on. I just kicked it off, and we're drifting. The wind's blowing us straight back. All right. Oh, it's daylight savings time starts this weekend. Gonna screw everybody up. You're losing our
Long shot.
Okay, I'm done too.
Okay.
Okay, thanks a lot for watching. Come out and throw some worms and jigs if you get a chance. Fishing's great. It's supposed to be rainy but warm this weekend, so good luck. Thanks a lot. See ya.